And welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. Last time we retrieved the last chamber stones that are at least easy to access, not from the shop. And this time, we are taking on the first challenge of our second tier of dungeons. We just saw Shadow Link pop up. That is the Amiibo exclusive effect panel. A little mini boss. Obviously, if you defeat Shadow Link, you get a lot of rewards for it. But obviously, not an easy foe to take down. Will continue to chase you around the dungeon, so that's actually kind of interesting. I know Shadow Link was a thing in Link Between Worlds as well. To be honest, I have no clue how to take out Shadow Link. So only swords work. Neat. I am actually taking a lot of damage here. I should be a little more careful. I wonder if Shadow Link has the amount of health that you have, and if so, if Shadow Link has like, 18 hearts at this point. Which would explain why it's taking so many hits. This is a neat twist though. Also, Shadow Link doesn't follow your movements like in other games. It feels like the best thing to do is wait for it to do a spin attack and then attack. Like this. Like we have it kind of in a little bit of a loop here. This is the most damage we've taken in this game for a long time. I want to see what happens, because actually on my personal playthrough, I never used this. I never used effects at all. So I want to see what happens when you defeat Shadow Link. There we go. That is a lot less than I thought I would get from doing that. Like, 50... Let's see, I got up to 64 rupees. I don't know how many that would even be, but to be honest, not really worth it. I think it would actually be more fun to try to run. Yeah, I legitimately think running would be better. So this is the rupee effect. I think you can guess what this does. I guess if you want the remaining chamber stones, you could just chill in one of these rooms for a while. I might actually do that, to be honest. Yeah, I might just replay this. Okay, it's limited. That's a shame, but also not surprising in the slightest. I think this was the plus enemies, which that's why there's so many more keys. I shouldn't have put that in the room where the door is locked, probably. But there you go. But yeah, this is gonna be the remainder of this playthrough, effectively. Just these little different challenges showing how I set up each one, and so on. We're actually, I think, we're at 300. If you can place the plus rupee effect in like every room, which is something I need to test, that would actually be really nice. We can get the remaining chamber stones way faster than what you're supposed to do, which we'll get to a little bit later. One other thing I should probably mention about this game in general is it wasn't the only Game Boy Color Zelda game. There were two Game Boy Color exclusive games. The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons and The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. Normally people say those backwards. Normally I say those backwards. I like Ages better. I think a lot of people do, from what I've heard. But both are really fantastic games. And it's making people wonder if they might remake those two next, and if so, how would they go about it? Would they keep them separate versions, or would they merge them to make one complete storyline? Personally, I wouldn't like paying $120 for the full story. But that also raises the question of what art style they would go with, because that's a real-world Link. My theory is this game has the kind of toy aesthetic that it has because it's supposed to kind of hint that this isn't real. Again, plus this is sort of mimicking the original art style from the photos in DX. but to some extent I do think the toy look is very much deliberate to make the world feel less real, make it feel a little bit less grounded. Link Between Worlds is in the real world of Zelda, at least, so it makes sense having a more realistic art style. This game is very much a fantasy, so it makes sense having it be more fantasy. I think that's actually really clever, but it does make me wonder what they would do with the Oracle games. Also, would they fix the last heart piece, requiring a lot of randomly generated item drops? Again, a lot of Zelda games, 2D Zelda games, have weird conditions to them. The Oracle games are no exception. There's some weird things in that game, if I'm being honest. So I have an idea for this room. Actually, do I want to go with the 4? I think I might go with the 4. This room is a little slow. This room is really slow. Let's go with... No, that's all locked doors. This is one locked door. Let's go with this door. It's not the fastest, but it'll work. I like having the center section be where we start. I just like the idea of that. Little treasure room down here, not necessary, but kind of a neat concept. So we need a bunch of these little rooms here. If I can get this to work, it actually might be a good idea to not have anything significant at the end of that tunnel, just so I don't need to go there. Just, you know, put a staircase, a slightly pointless staircase. But yeah, these like preset rooms like this are kind of cool because it makes you think a little bit outside the box. Obviously, you can, yeah, just slap together things pretty randomly like I've been doing, but if you really wanted to, you could create something really special here, I think. With the tools provided, you definitely have a lot of options. Actually, this room, we haven't seen that one in a while. So let's go with a 3, but like this. Sure, throw in another treasure, why not? I wonder if the bombable wall overwrites the door, actually. Let's go with this one, just to be safe. Let's try this one. Again, this is a problem. You have this room with the crystal switches. That's neat, but like, when do you actually need those is a bit of a problem. For example, like, if you set up different rooms with the switches, could you actually mess yourself up and make it really hard to clear certain rooms? I'm pretty sure, I'd like to think they thought that through enough, but you never know. So yeah, that's just kind of a thought I have. It's like, I wonder if it would be possible to mess that up, if you're not careful. Sure, throw in an extra key just for good measure. This boss doesn't seem that difficult. This room is weird because of the pole switch. I think I might go with this one instead. Or this. That's bombable. Let's actually play it safe and go with the fairy fountain. Why not? So this one connects like 3 places, so we actually have to take that into account. So that's bombable. Actually, let's get rid of this one. Again, trying to continue our trend of playing this as quickly as we can to get through. I wonder if actually people have done speedruns of just this mode. That's actually a really fascinating question. Like, would a 100% speedrun require these because you actually need to get the pieces of heart? So what's the problem? There are unconnected exits. Oh, here. So that's just a one door, so we can just throw in one of these rooms. Except all of these have keys to them. because of course they do. So let's go with a 4. That won't be too bad. We can actually totally bypass most of this arrangement. But yeah, if you were to do a speedrun and you'd have to get every heart container, in theory, I guess you would have to do these. So I put in this mini-boss because it'll go down in like 2 hits. Okay, 4 hits. I like how I fell onto the spike pillar and I'm still not taking damage because cutscene rules. So up here... By the way, yeah, you do have like full inventory if I'm not mistaken for these dungeons. They don't let you go in with like no bombs and get stuck. So here we have this key to get to the boss door, and then we have one more. One more. But this is, yeah, a fascinating thing about this mode, and something that even though I'm completely breaking it, that I do find interesting. We skipped a lot of the dungeon. We skipped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15... Like, we skipped about 15 rooms, if I counted right. How much work goes into these dungeons is really impressive, because you have to make these dungeons worthwhile. In, like, an actual Zelda game. You want every room to have an incentive to go through it. You have to have enough keys, you have to have enough treasure to feel like you're getting something out of exploring thoroughly. And if you can go from the entrance to the exit as a straight shot, that's not terribly satisfying or interesting. Albeit it's very efficient. So yeah, it really does show you how much work needs to go into this. This one's kinda cool. I actually like this challenge. The vault needs treasure. Stuff those tiles that have treasure chest marks or chambers that have chests. I don't kinda tell you how to bridge the gap, right? So. We can put the entrance over here. Is there one with a staircase? There is. Neat. That's actually, basically what I want. So put this here. And then we're gonna just plop down another Moldorm, because of course, that's what I've been using the entire time. Actually we need this one. So, from here, we need to get a room with a treasure chest and stairs. Both. Like so. That doesn't have stairs. What am I saying? Yeah, treasure and stairs. Like this. So once this is in place, then we can just get to work. This is kind of a slow room, let's not go with that one. Again, I'm trying to like min-max this almost with like, what's the fastest combination of rooms? Yeah, that's gonna be a dead end if I do that. Actually, this could work. Just have it be kind of a loop around. Again, the possibilities are... I don't want to say endless, because you have a very limited assortment of rooms that you can even use, but they definitely give you the option to do a lot of creative things. And that I appreciate, even though, yeah, I'm opting to not do a whole lot with the tools I've been given. So there we go. We're kind of limited in options, I guess we have to use this one. So yeah, we just have to kind of make a circle around to get all the treasure, and then we're free to go back and then get the, boss taken care of. I think level 3 is when things really start heating up, like these are pretty simple. Not intended, but that ends up working out in kind of a cool way. And then level 4, the rewards, I feel like I should just straight up spoil. I don't remember exactly what the rewards are for level 4, if it's like more chambers, but I do know one thing you do get, is actually more, more rupees. You get like a gold rupee for every level 4 chamber you clear, which is great if you need the chamber stones, but I'm not sure if I would count that for 100%, so I might quickly breeze through a couple of them and then just be like, here's how I would go about doing this, and then leave it at that. Otherwise the series will drag on till the end of time if I try to do everything super meticulously. So far I'm having fun, but yeah, I think you can see why this would get repetitive after a while, with the limited amount of things you can use. You don't have a ton of options, and yeah, being able to craft rooms individually would be nice. I feel like this room had like one of those green blob enemies, so that was technically more worthwhile. The music's also pretty solid. By the way, the Mambo still works. So we actually don't even need to backtrack. I was thinking maybe we'd have to, but we actually don't. And also we're finally giving this room a use. Because normally you get a treasure here, and it would be a key that would be good if you messed up somewhere along the way, basically, and use the key elsewhere, but for now we can just kinda go straight there, and I mean, what I'm trying to say is, yeah, instead of just having a key that's not entirely helpful depending on how you go about the dungeon, that treasure is actually technically more worthwhile. By the way, you are timed on all of these, I should mention, so there is some incentive to going fast and making arrangements that can be done quickly. It's kind of nice from the standpoint of, yeah, speeding through here. Look, bombs that are completely unnecessary depending on what arrangement you go for. One of these days I'll probably choose a different boss, but they force you to use different bosses eventually. So I'm just opting to do Moldorm, or to use Moldorm for now because it's the fastest. Case in point. I don't know why a lot of modern games make Moldorm look like a hamburger. Or just a burger, actually, not a hamburger. It's like, it's such a weird design choice. What a show, blah blah blah. Got another chamber. Watching you down there gave me an idea. What are you here for? So we're gonna call things here and then continue in the next part. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more of The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.